I watched my sister walk down the aisle in MY wedding dress, marrying MY ex-fiancé, in front of MY friends, at the venue I had booked. And everyone thought it was beautiful. Everyone thought it was romantic. No one knew the truth, that my perfect little sister had systematically destroyed my life to steal it for herself. But they were about to find out, because hidden in my maid of honor speech was a slideshow that would expose every lie, every betrayal, every calculated move she'd made. And I couldn't wait to press play. Before I tell you how my sister became my worst enemy and how I got my revenge, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for Story Matrix Hub. Because this story has more betrayal, more twists, and more satisfying justice than you can imagine. Trust me, you'll want to hear every second. Now let me take you back to where this nightmare began. My name is Alexandra, Alex for short. I'm 29 years old, and I used to think my little sister Natalie was my best friend. I was wrong. Growing up, Natalie was the golden child. 3 years younger than me, blonde where I was brunette, petite where I was tall, bubbly where I was serious. Our parents adored her. I mean, they loved me too, but with Natalie it was different. She could do no wrong. Natalie got straight A's again. Natalie made the cheerleading team. Natalie won homecoming queen. I was proud of her. Really, I was. I was the big sister who helped her with homework, taught her how to do makeup, gave her advice about boys. We were close. Or so I thought. I went to college in Boston, studied marketing, graduated with honors. Natalie stayed in our hometown of Charlotte, went to the local university. We video called every week. She'd tell me about her classes, her friends, her life. I'd tell her about my job search, my apartment hunt, my dating disasters. When I was 25, I moved back to Charlotte. I'd gotten a great job at a marketing firm, was ready to be closer to family. Natalie was 22, just finishing college. She was so excited I was back. "We can finally be close again," she squealed, hugging me at the airport. Just like when we were kids. And for a while, it was perfect. We'd have sister brunches every Sunday. We'd go shopping together. She'd come over to my apartment for wine and movie nights. I introduced her to my friends, my coworkers. She fit right in. Everyone loved Natalie. That's when I met Connor. Connor Hayes. 27 years old, software engineer, tall, smart, funny kind. We met at a friend's barbecue. He made me laugh within the first 5 minutes. We talked for 3 hours straight. He asked for my number. 3 days later, we had our first date. It was perfect. He was perfect. Within 2 months, I was falling in love. Within 6 months, I knew he was the one. I introduced him to Natalie after we'd been dating for 3 months. We met for dinner at her favorite restaurant. "Oh my God, Alex, he's amazing," she gushed afterward. "You guys are so cute together. He's definitely the one." Connor liked her too. "Your sister's sweet. I can see the family resemblance." Everything was perfect. For a year and a half, everything was absolutely perfect. Connor and I got engaged on a beach in Hawaii. Sunset, down on one knee, the whole romantic thing. I called Natalie from the hotel room, crying happy tears. "Nat, he proposed. I'm getting married," she screamed. Actual screaming. "Oh my God. Alex, I'm so happy for you. Tell me everything." When we got back to Charlotte, I asked her to be my maid of honor. Obviously. "Are you serious?" Her eyes filled with tears. "Alex, I'd be honored. This is going to be the best wedding ever." And she threw herself into wedding planning with the same enthusiasm she brought to everything. She helped me pick venues, tasted cakes with me, went to every dress fitting. She created spreadsheets, timelines, Pinterest boards. She was the perfect maid of honor. We set the date for June 15th, 14 months away. The Rosewood Estate, a beautiful historic mansion with gardens straight out of a fairy tale. Everything I'd ever dreamed of. Connor was patient with all the planning. He'd smile and nod when I showed him flower options or color swatches. "Whatever makes you happy, babe." "You're lucky," Natalie said once. "Connor's so easygoing. Most guys hate wedding planning." "I know. I really hit the jackpot." She smiled, but something flickered in her eyes. Something I didn't catch at the time. 8 months before the wedding, little things started to go wrong. My wedding planner suddenly quit. No explanation, just an email. "I can no longer take on your wedding. Best of luck finding someone else." I was devastated. We'd worked together for months. But Natalie jumped in. "Don't worry. I can coordinate everything. I've been helping this whole time anyway. It'll be fun." I was hesitant, but she insisted. And honestly, she'd been doing amazing work. So I agreed. Then my photographer backed out. A scheduling conflict came up. So sorry. Then my florist. We're overbooked. We can't take on any more June weddings. Then my caterer. Unfortunately, we're closing our events division. Every single vendor I'd carefully selected and booked gone. Within 6 weeks, I'd lost everyone. This is so weird, I told Connor. What are the odds? Really weird, he agreed. But we'll figure it out. There are other vendors. Natalie found replacements. Quickly. Almost too quickly. I found an amazing photographer. He's a friend of a friend, does beautiful work. This florist is even better than your old one. The new caterer has the most incredible menu. I was grateful. So grateful. She was saving my wedding. I don't know what I'd do without you, Nat. She hugged me tight. That's what sisters are for. 6 months before the wedding, Connor started acting strange. He was distant, distracted. He'd check his phone constantly and put it face down when I walked in. He'd come home late from work. He'd pick fights over nothing. Are you okay? I asked one night after he'd snapped at me for asking about his day. I'm fine. Just stressed about work. Is there something else going on? No, Alex. Can you just give me some space? That hurt. We'd never been like this before. We'd always talked about everything. I confided in Natalie over brunch. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's never been like this. She put her hand over mine. Cold feet, maybe? Guys get weird before weddings. It's normal. You think that's all it is? Probably. Just give him time. He loves you. But it got worse. Connor was pulling away more and more. We stopped having date nights. We stopped having sex. He'd sleep on the couch, claiming he didn't want to disturb me when he came home late. For months before the wedding, I found something. A text message. His phone buzzed on the counter while he was in the shower. I glanced at it without thinking. Can't wait to see you tonight. Same place? My stomach dropped. The contact was saved as Tom from work. But Connor didn't have a coworker named Tom. I knew all his coworkers. When he came out of the shower, I confronted him. Who's Tom? His face went pale. What? Tom from work. Who is he? Just a guy from work. New hire. You're meeting him tonight? Yeah, we're grabbing beers. Team bonding. He was lying. I could see it in his eyes. But I didn't push. Not yet. That night, after he left, I did something I'd never done before. I tracked his location. We had each other's locations shared on our phones. For safety, we'd always said. He wasn't at a bar. He was at an apartment complex across town. I drove there. I don't know why. I just needed to see. His car was in the parking lot. I sat there for an hour waiting. At 10:47 p.m., he came out. He wasn't alone. Natalie was with him. My sister. My maid of honor. Walking out of an apartment building with my fiancé. They stopped by his car. He said something that made her laugh. Then she stood on her toes and kissed him. Not a friendly kiss. A real kiss. Long and deep and intimate. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. I just sat in my car, watching my sister kiss my fiancé in a parking lot, and felt my entire world collapse. They pulled apart. He said something. She nodded, smiled, kissed him again quickly, then walked to her car. I watched them both drive away. Then I sat there in that parking lot for 2 hours, crying until I couldn't cry anymore. When I finally drove home, Connor was already there, pretending to be asleep on the couch. I didn't confront him. Not yet. Because I needed to know the truth. All of it. The next day, I called in sick to work and hired a private investigator. I need you to follow my fiancé and my sister. I need to know everything. 3 days later, the investigator sent me a report that shattered me completely. Connor and Natalie had been seeing each other for 6 months. Since 2 months after I got engaged. They met multiple times a week, always at the same apartment, a place Natalie had rented for storage, according to the lease the investigator found. But it wasn't storage. It was their secret apartment. The investigator had photos, videos, evidence of everything. Connor arriving with flowers. Natalie opening the door in lingerie. The two of them on the couch, kissing more. Them going out to restaurants in the next town over. Them at the movies. Them acting like a couple. My fiancé and my sister were having a full-blown affair. But that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was in the investigator's final note. Based on communications I was able to intercept, the two subjects are planning something. Direct quote from the female subject. Your sister, just a few more months and everything will be perfect. She'll never know what hit her. I read that report 3 times. Then I made a decision. I wasn't going to confront them. Not yet. I was going to let them think they'd gotten away with it. And then, at the perfect moment, I was going to destroy them both. For the next 3 months, I pretended everything was fine. I smiled at Connor over breakfast. I laughed at his jokes. I planned our wedding like nothing was wrong. I had sister brunches with Natalie. I let her show me wedding decoration ideas. I thanked her for being such an amazing maid of honor. And the whole time, I was gathering evidence. The private investigator, his name was Marcus, became my secret weapon. He documented everything. Every meeting, every text message he could intercept, every lie they told me. Connor would say he was working late, and Marcus would send me photos of him at Natalie's apartment. Natalie would say she was meeting college friends, and Marcus would send me videos of her having dinner with Connor. They thought they were so careful. They weren't. But as I watched the evidence pile up, I noticed something else. Something worse than the affair itself. Natalie wasn't just sleeping with my fiancé. She was actively sabotaging my wedding. Remember how all my vendors suddenly backed out? Marcus found the emails. Natalie had contacted each vendor from a fake email address, claiming to be me, saying horrible things. Accusing them of incompetence, threatening to sue them, being absolutely vile. She'd made me seem like a bridezilla nightmare, so they'd cancel their contracts. Then she'd swooped in with replacements, vendors who were friends of hers, who would do exactly what she wanted. The photographer? Her ex-boyfriend from high school who she'd recently reconnected with. The florist? Her college roommate. The caterer? Her cousin. She'd replaced all my carefully chosen vendors with people loyal to her. But why? I found the answer in a text message Marcus intercepted. Natalie to Connor. Everything's almost ready. The vendors are all set. I'll have the dress altered by next month. On June 15th, you're going to be marrying the right sister. I read that message 10 times, trying to process what it meant. Then it clicked. Natalie wasn't just having an affair with Connor. She was planning to steal my entire wedding. The dress, the venue, the date, everything. She wanted to become me. I called Marcus. I need to know everything. Her plan. All of it. I'll dig deeper. 2 days later, he called me. You need to sit down for this. I sat. Your sister has been planning this for almost a year. Since before you even got engaged. What? I found her journal. She keeps it at the apartment. I may have broken in to photograph it. You didn't hear that from me. What does it say? She's been in love with Connor since the day she met him. She decided that night that he should be with her instead of you. Quote, Alex doesn't appreciate him like I would. She doesn't deserve someone like Connor. He needs someone who understands him. Someone like me. I felt sick. She started trying to get close to him immediately. Always suggesting double dates where you'd be busy and she'd keep Connor company. Always texting him cute memes and inside jokes. She was planting seeds. And Connor fell for it slowly. At first, he thought she was just being a friendly future sister-in-law. But she was calculated. She made him feel special, understood, appreciated. She played on his insecurities. What insecurities? That you were too focused on work. Too focused on the wedding. That you didn't have time for him anymore. She convinced him that you'd changed, that you weren't the woman he fell in love with. That's not true. I know. But she's good at manipulation. She'd text him when she knew you were busy. Hey, just checking in. How are you? She'd comment on posts you didn't notice. You look stressed. Everything okay? She positioned herself as the person who cared when you were too distracted to notice. I thought back. All those nights Connor came home late saying he was at work. All those times he said I was too focused on the wedding. Had he been talking to Natalie? When did it turn physical? About 2 months after you got engaged. She invited him to help her move furniture at her storage apartment. He thought it was innocent. She made her move that night. According to her journal, she wore her best dress, poured wine, and let nature take its course. Her words. Did he resist? Marcus hesitated. At first. But not for long. She's very persuasive. What about after? Did he feel guilty? Very. He tried to end it multiple times. But Natalie would cry, threaten to tell you, say it would destroy the family. She manipulated him into continuing the affair by making him more afraid of you finding out than guilty about doing it. So he's a coward. Yeah, pretty much. What's her endgame? The wedding. She wants to be you on your wedding day. She's been altering your dress to fit her. She's memorizing your vows. She even practiced your signature, so she can sign the marriage license. She's insane. She's obsessed. And she has a plan. According to her journal, 3 days before the wedding, she's going to tell you about the affair. She's betting that you'll be so devastated that you'll call off the wedding. Then she'll step in as the concerned sister, who already has everything planned, and offer to marry Connor instead so the deposits don't go to waste. She thinks your parents will support it because they love her more and will want to save face with the guests. I sat there speechless. Alex, this woman has been planning to steal your entire life. Your fiancé, your wedding, your friends, even your identity. She's sick. What do I do? That's up to you. But if I were you, I'd let her think she's winning. Right up until she's not. I spent that night thinking. Planning. Crying. Raging. Natalie wanted to steal my wedding? Fine. She could have it. The venue, the date, the dress, Connor. All of it. But she wasn't going to get away with it. The next day, I called Connor. Hey babe, can we talk? Sure. What's up? I've been thinking. I know I've been stressed about the wedding. I know I've been distant. I'm sorry. He actually sounded relieved. It's okay. I understand. I want to make it up to you. Let's go away for the weekend. Just us. No wedding talk, no stress. What do you say? That sounds great. Where? The mountains? That cabin we went to last year. Perfect. We went that weekend. And I played the role of loving fiancé perfectly. I was attentive, affectionate, everything he'd been missing. We hiked, we cooked together, we talked about our future. I love you, he said on the last night, holding me close. I know things have been weird, but I do love you. I love you too, I said. And I almost meant it. Almost. But every time I looked at him, I saw the photos. Him and Natalie. Kissing, touching, betraying me. When we got back to Charlotte, I met with Natalie for our usual Sunday brunch. How was your weekend? She asked, sipping her mimosa. Amazing. Connor and I really reconnected. I think we needed that. Something flickered across her face. Worry? Jealousy? That's great, Alex. I realized I've been so focused on the wedding that I forgot about the marriage, you know? About us. But this weekend reminded me why I'm marrying him. Good. That's really good. She was trying to smile, but I could see the tension. She didn't like that Connor and I had reconnected. It wasn't part of her plan. Actually, I continued, I wanted to ask you something. About the wedding. Of course. Anything. I want you to give a speech. At the reception. As my maid of honor. I want you to tell everyone about our relationship, about growing up together, about what our sisterhood means to you. Her face went pale. A speech? Yeah. I know you're shy about public speaking, but Nat, you're my sister. My best friend. I want everyone to know how much you mean to me. Okay. Yeah. I can do that. Great. I'll let the DJ know. You'll go right before dinner. Everyone will be watching. She nodded, but she looked sick. Perfect. Over the next few weeks, I played my role perfectly. I was the happy bride, excited about her wedding, trusting her sister and her fiancé completely. Behind the scenes, I was planning something else entirely. I hired a video editor, a friend from college who owed me a favor and knew how to keep secrets. I need you to make me a presentation. A video. Can you do that? Sure. What kind of video? The kind that ruins lives. I gave him everything. Every photo Marcus had taken. Every text message. Every piece of evidence of their affair. Their meetings, their kisses, their lies. Natalie's journal entries where she detailed her plan to steal my wedding. Connor's text messages where he complained about me to her. Make it compelling, I told him. Make it undeniable. Make it heartbreaking. Jesus, Alex. I'm so sorry. Don't be sorry. Just make the video. He worked on it for 2 weeks. When he showed me the final cut, I cried. Not because I was sad, because it was perfect. 3 weeks before the wedding, Natalie invited me to lunch. Special request, just the two of us. I knew what was coming. This was when she was supposed to tell me about the affair, counting on me to cancel the wedding so she could swoop in. We met at our favorite restaurant. She looked nervous. Alex, I need to tell you something. And you're going to be really upset. What's wrong? It's about Connor. I waited, watching her prepare to deliver the blow she'd been planning for months. He's been cheating on you. With me. I let the words hang there. Let her see the devastation on my face. What? I'm so sorry. I didn't want to tell you, but I can't let you marry him without knowing. It started a few months ago. He came to me, confused, said he was having doubts. One thing led to another and she trailed off, fake tears in her eyes. You slept with my fiancé? I'm so sorry. I tried to stop it, I really did. But Alex, he doesn't love you anymore. He loves me. And I love him. I know this is awful, but maybe it's for the best? Maybe you guys weren't meant to be. This was the moment. The moment she expected me to break down, to call off the wedding, to give her exactly what she wanted. Instead, I smiled. You know what, Nat? You're right. She blinked. What? You and Connor are perfect for each other. You should be together. Really? She couldn't hide her excitement. Really? In fact, I think you should have the wedding. The wedding? Yeah. Everything's already planned. The venue, the dress, all of it. It would be a shame to waste it. Why don't you and Connor get married on June 15th instead? You can have my wedding. Her eyes went wide. Alex, are you serious? Completely. I don't want any of it. The wedding, Connor, none of it. You can have it all. I don't know what to say. Say thank you. Say you'll make sure it's beautiful. And say you'll let me be there. As a guest. To see my sister marry the man she loves. She hugged me, actually hugged me. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. You're the best sister ever. I know, I said into her hair. I really am. What Natalie didn't know was that I'd just given her exactly what she wanted, and walked her right into my trap. The moment I walked out of that restaurant, I called Marcus. She took the bait. We're on. You're sure you want to do this? I've never been more sure of anything in my life. That night, Connor called me. Natalie had obviously told him everything. Alex, I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. It's fine, Connor. Really. You and Natalie are better together. You're being incredibly mature about this. Well, no point in holding grudges, right? You guys should be happy. Have the wedding, get married, start your life together. Thank you for understanding. You're amazing, Alex. I know. Hey, can I ask you one thing? Anything. Can I still come to the wedding? I know that sounds weird, but I helped plan everything. I'd love to see it all come together. Are you sure? Won't it be hard? Maybe. But Natalie's my sister. I want to support her. Okay. If you're really okay with it. I am. Oh, and Connor? Natalie mentioned she wants to give a speech. As her sister, can I also say a few words? Just something short, wishing you guys well? He hesitated. I guess that would be okay. Let me ask Nat. Natalie called me an hour later. Connor said you want to give a speech? Just a short one. Sister to sister. I want everyone to know I'm happy for you. I could hear the suspicion in her voice. You're really okay with all of this? Nat, you and Connor are in love. Who am I to stand in the way of that? I just want you to be happy. Okay. Yeah. You can give a speech. Thanks, Alex. For being so cool about this. What are sisters for? Over the next 3 weeks, I watched Natalie take over my wedding. She had the dress altered to fit her. She rewrote the vows. She changed the flowers from peonies, my favorite, to roses, her favorite. She sent out new invitations with her name instead of mine. My friends were horrified. Alex, are you okay? My best friend Jenna called me, crying. I can't believe Natalie would do this to you. It's fine. I'm fine. It's not fine. She stole your fiancé and your wedding. How are you not losing your mind? Because I have a plan. What kind of plan? The kind that makes everything worth it. My parents were a different story. They called me together on speakerphone. Alexandra, honey, we need to talk about this wedding situation. What about it? It's very generous of you to let Natalie use your venue and vendors. But are you sure you're okay? I'm fine, Mom. Because if you need to talk. I don't. Natalie and Connor love each other. They should get married. But sweetheart, my dad said gently, Connor was your fiancé. And now he's Natalie's. These things happen. My mom made a noise. I've always known you were the mature one, Alex. Natalie's lucky to have a sister like you. Of course. Even in this situation, they were proud of me for making Natalie happy. Will you be at the wedding? Mom asked. Wouldn't miss it. That's my girl. The week before the wedding, I had a final meeting with the video editor. It's done, he said, handing me a USB drive. 15 minutes long. It's brutal, Alex. Are you sure you want to do this? Show me. He played it on his laptop. The video opened with happy photos of me and Connor. Our first date. The proposal. Us laughing, kissing in love. A voiceover, my voice saying, I thought I knew what love was. I thought I knew my fiancé. I thought I knew my sister. Then the music shifted. Dark, ominous. Photos of Natalie and Connor. kissing in parking lots, holding hands at restaurants. At her apartment, the timestamps showed they were all taken while Connor was supposedly working late, or I was supposedly being too focused on the wedding. Then text messages appeared on screen. Connor to Natalie. I feel terrible lying to Alex, but I can't stop thinking about you. Natalie to Connor. She doesn't have to know. We'll tell her eventually, when the time is right. Connor to Natalie. You're so much easier to be with than she is. Less demanding. Natalie to Connor. That's because I actually care about what you need. She's so selfish. On and on. Months of messages. Months of betrayal. Then Natalie's journal entries appeared, in her handwriting, photographed from the journal itself. Connor's mine now, he just doesn't fully know it yet. Alex is so busy with work and wedding planning that she doesn't even notice how much time he spends texting me. By the time she figures it out, it'll be too late. I tried on Alex's wedding dress today, while she was at work. It needs to be altered to fit me, but it will look perfect. I can't wait to wear it down the aisle to marry Connor. 3 more months until I tell her about us. 3 more months and I get everything I want. Connor, the wedding, the life I deserve. Alex has always had everything handed to her. It's my turn now. The final section was the most damaging. It showed Natalie's emails to the vendors, the horrible things she'd said pretending to be me. The fake email address she'd created. The calculated destruction of my wedding plans so she could rebuild them her own way. Then a final message appeared on screen. On June 15th, Natalie thought she was marrying the love of her life. She thought she'd won. She was wrong. The video ended. Jesus, I whispered. Yeah, like I said, brutal. It's perfect. 2 days before the wedding, Natalie called me. Hey, want to come help me with final preparations? Sure. Be there in 20. I went to her apartment, not the secret one, her real one. The wedding dress was hanging in the corner. My dress. On her. Try it on, I said. I want to see. She did. It fit perfectly. She looked beautiful. You look amazing, Nat. Really? She turned, admiring herself in the mirror. I feel like a princess. You are a princess. You always have been. She hugged me. Thank you for being so understanding, Alex. I know this situation is weird. It is. But you're my sister. I love you. I love you too. I almost felt guilty. Almost. The day before the wedding, I got a call from Marcus. Last chance to back out, he said. Once you do this tomorrow, there's no taking it back. I'm not backing out. These people are going to hate you. Your sister, your parents, maybe even your friends. They're going to think you're cruel. Let them think what they want. They deserve to know who Natalie really is. And Connor made his choices. He gets to live with them. That night, I barely slept. Not from nervousness, from anticipation. Tomorrow, Natalie was going to get everything she wanted. Right before she lost it all. The morning of June 15th, I woke up at 6 a.m. The wedding was at 4 p.m. I spent the morning getting ready. Hair, makeup, a beautiful blue dress. Not a bridesmaid dress, just a guest dress. Simple, elegant, appropriate. I looked in the mirror. I looked good. Calm. Collected. Like someone who had nothing to lose. Because I didn't. I'd already lost everything that mattered. This was just revenge. At 2 p.m., I arrived at the Rosewood estate. The venue I'd booked. The gardens I'd dreamed of getting married in. Natalie was in the bridal suite, getting ready. I knocked. Come in. She was in my dress, veil and all. She looked radiant. Oh, Alex. You came. Thank you so much. Wouldn't miss it. You look beautiful. Thank you. I'm so nervous. Don't be. Everything's going to be perfect. And it would be. Just not for her. At 3:45, guests started arriving. 200 people. Friends, family, co-workers. Some of them looked at me with pity. Some with confusion. Everyone was wondering why I was here, watching my ex-fiancé marry my sister. Let them wonder. At 4 p.m., the music started. I took my seat in the third row. Center aisle. Perfect view. Connor stood at the altar, looking nervous. His groomsmen, our friends, looked uncomfortable. Everyone knew the situation was weird. The bridesmaids walked down. Natalie's college friends, all smiling. Then, Here Comes the Bride started playing. Natalie appeared at the end of the aisle, on our father's arm. She looked like a dream. My dress fit her perfectly. She was glowing. She walked down that aisle, and I watched everyone smile. Watched people take photos. Watched my parents cry happy tears. She reached Connor. He smiled at her. She smiled back. They looked perfect together. The officiant began. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the union of Natalie and Connor. I listened to the ceremony. The vows they'd written. Well, the vows Natalie had rewritten from what Connor and I had originally planned. The promises they made to each other. I promise to love you through good times and bad, Natalie said, looking into Connor's eyes. To be your partner, your best friend, your everything. She was good. She almost sounded sincere. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. They kissed. Everyone applauded. I clapped along, smiling. They walked back down the aisle, married. Mr. and Mrs. Hayes. The reception was in the garden. String lights, flowers everywhere, tables with perfect centerpieces. Everything I'd planned, with Natalie's small touches. Dinner was served. People ate, drank, chatted. The mood was festive. Happy. Natalie and Connor did their first dance. Ed Sheeran's Perfect, a song they'd stolen from my playlist. Then it was time for speeches. The best man went first. Made jokes about Connor, talked about their friendship. People laughed. Then the DJ announced. And now, a special speech from the maid of honor and sister of the bride, Alexandra. Wait, that wasn't right. I wasn't the maid of honor. Natalie's college friend Becca was. I looked at the DJ in confusion. He winked. Oh, Marcus had gotten to him. Changed the order. I stood up, USB drive in my pocket. Walked to the microphone. Natalie looked surprised but pleased. Alex, I thought you were going after dinner. Change of plans, I said into the mic, smiling at her. I hope that's okay. Of course. I looked out at the 200 people watching me. My parents in the front row. Natalie and Connor at the head table, looking radiant and happy. Hi everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Alexandra, Natalie's older sister. Applause. Natalie and I have been close our whole lives. She's my baby sister, my best friend, someone I've always tried to protect and support. Natalie was smiling, dabbing her eyes. So when she told me 3 weeks ago that she'd fallen in love with my fiancé, I was shocked. The smile froze on her face. Connor's face went white. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. I'm sorry, did I say that wrong? Let me back up. 6 months ago, Natalie and Connor started an affair. Behind my back. While I was planning what I thought was my wedding to Connor. The murmurs turned to gasps. People looked at each other, confused. Natalie, you're probably wondering how I know. Well, I hired a private investigator. 3 months ago. I've known everything this whole time. She stood up. Alex, what are you? Sit down, Natalie. I'm not finished. Something in my voice made her sit. I pulled out the USB drive. I made a video. I think everyone should see it. DJ. The DJ, Marcus's plant, took the drive and plugged it into the system. The screens that were supposed to show the couple's photo slideshow lit up. Alex, don't. Natalie screamed. But it was too late. The video started playing. The happy photos of Connor and me appeared on the screens positioned around the garden. I thought I knew what love was. Then the photos of Natalie and Connor. Kissing. Holding hands. At restaurants. At her apartment. The garden went silent. You could hear a pin drop. The text messages appeared. Connor and Natalie, planning their affair, lying to me, bad-mouthing me. People gasped. Someone said, oh my God. My mother made a sound like she'd been punched. Natalie's journal entries appeared. Her plan to steal my wedding, laid out in her own handwriting. I tried on Alex's wedding dress today. 3 more months until I tell her. She's always had everything handed to her. It's my turn now. The emails to the vendors appeared. Natalie pretending to be me, saying horrible things, sabotaging my wedding so she could rebuild it for herself. People were crying. Some were angry. My father stood up, his face red with rage. The video played for 15 minutes. 15 minutes of undeniable evidence of betrayal, manipulation, and calculated cruelty. When it ended, silence. I took the microphone again. So congratulations, Natalie and Connor. You got what you wanted. My dress, my venue, my wedding. I hope it was worth it. I set down the mic and walked out. Behind me, chaos erupted. I made it to my car before my phone started exploding. Texts, calls, voicemails. Dozens of them. Jenna. Alex, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. My cousin Sarah. That was the most savage thing I've ever seen. My mother. Alexandra Marie, come back here right now. I ignored them all and drove to my apartment. An hour later, someone knocked on my door. I looked through the peephole. Marcus. I'm not a client anymore, I said, opening the door. You don't need to check on me. I'm not checking on you as a client. I'm checking on you as a friend. I let him in. How do you feel? He asked. I don't know. Empty. Satisfied? Horrified? All of the above. That's normal. Is it? Is it normal to blow up your sister's wedding with a revenge video? Normal? No. Justified? Absolutely. My phone rang. My dad. I answered. Alexandra, what the hell were you thinking? I was thinking everyone deserved to know the truth. You humiliated your sister on her wedding day. She humiliated me for 6 months. She stole my fiancé, Dad. She made a mistake. People make mistakes. This wasn't a mistake. It was calculated. It was planned. Did you see the video? Did you see her journal entries? Silence. Dad, I saw them, he said quietly. But Alex, there were other ways to handle this. You didn't have to destroy her like that. Yes, I did. Because if I didn't, she would have gotten away with it. You and Mom would have supported her, like you always do. She would have stolen my life, and everyone would have forgiven her, because she's Natalie and Natalie can do no wrong. That's not fair. Isn't it? When was the last time you took my side over hers? He didn't answer. That's what I thought. Tell Mom I'll call her when I'm ready. I hung up. Over the next few hours, the texts kept coming. Natalie, 17 missed calls. Alex, please answer. Please. I'm so sorry. I need to explain. Please. Connor, 9 missed calls. Alex, I'm sorry. I know I hurt you. Please let me explain. Friends, cousins, extended family. Everyone had an opinion. Some supported me. She deserved it. You're my hero. That took guts. Some condemned me. That was cruel. You went too far. You're just as bad as her. I turned off my phone and went to bed. The next morning, I woke up to someone pounding on my door. Natalie. I looked through the peephole. She looked terrible. Makeup streaked down her face, still in my wedding dress, hair a mess. I opened the door. How could you? She whispered. How could you do that to me? How could I? How could you? You stole my fiancé, Natalie. You sabotaged my wedding. You planned to steal my entire life. I love him. I've loved him since the day I met him. So that makes it okay? That makes betraying me acceptable. You don't understand. No, you don't understand. You're not the victim here. You're the villain. She slapped me. Actually slapped me across the face. I stood there, shocked. I'm your sister, she screamed. Your baby sister. You were supposed to protect me, not destroy me. I did protect you. For years. But you don't deserve my protection anymore. Everyone hates me now. Our entire family. All my friends. Connor's family. Everyone saw that video. Everyone knows what I did. Good. They should know. You ruined my life. You ruined mine first. We stood there, both crying, both broken. I loved you, I said quietly. You were my best friend. And you destroyed that. Not me. You. Alex. Get out. And don't come back. She left, sobbing. I closed the door and slid down to the floor. It was done. It was over. I'd gotten my revenge. So why did I feel so hollow? The video went viral. Someone at the wedding had recorded it on their phone and posted it on TikTok. Within 24 hours, it had 10 million views. Within 48 hours, it was on every major news outlet. Sister exposes affair at stolen wedding. Watch the shocking video. Woman's revenge on cheating sister and fiancé goes viral. Wedding disaster. Maid of honor drops truth bomb on bride. I became a meme. A cautionary tale. A hero to some, a villain to others. My inbox exploded with messages from strangers. You're my hero. Girl power. That was so savage. She deserved it. You're a horrible person. Who does that? 2 wrongs don't make a right. Talk shows wanted me on. Podcasts wanted interviews. A producer emailed about a documentary. I ignored all of it. But I couldn't ignore what was happening to my family. My parents weren't speaking to me. My mother had called once, crying. How could you do this to us? To our family. Mom, she stole my fiancé. And you destroyed her in front of everyone we know. The humiliation, Alex. The shame. She humiliated me first. But we could have handled this privately. As a family. Would you have? Or would you have asked me to forgive her, like you always do? She hung up. My extended family was divided. My grandmother called to say she was proud of me. My uncle called to say I was cruel. Cousins picked sides. Family group chats turned into war zones. The family was fractured. Maybe beyond repair. And Natalie? She disappeared. According to my mother, who who texted but wouldn't call. Natalie had moved out of her apartment the day after the wedding. No forwarding address. She blocked everyone on social media. She quit her job. She'd vanished. Connor tried to contact me multiple times. I finally answered on day 5. Alex, please let me explain. Explain what? The affair? The lying? I saw everything, Connor. There's nothing to explain. I made a mistake. A terrible mistake. For 6 months? That's a pretty long mistake. I was confused. Natalie she was there and you were always busy and... Don't you dare blame me for your cheating. I'm not. I'm trying to explain how it happened. I don't care how it happened. I care that it did. Alex, I love you. I always loved you. Natalie was just what? A distraction? A mistake? Connor, you were going to marry her. You were going to let her wear my dress and pretend to be me. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. I know. And I'm sorry. But Alex, we can fix this. We can go to counseling. There is no we anymore. There's you, and there's me, and we're done. Permanently. Please. Goodbye, Connor. I blocked his number. That should have felt satisfying. It didn't. It just felt empty. A week after the wedding, Jenna came over with wine and pizza. How are you holding up? I don't know. I keep waiting to feel better. To feel like the revenge was worth it. But I just feel hollow. That's normal. You didn't just lose Connor and Natalie. You lost your family, your future, everything you'd been planning. I should feel vindicated, right? They got what they deserved. Maybe. But revenge doesn't make pain go away. It just trades one pain for another. So I made a mistake? No. What you did was justified. They betrayed you in the worst way. You had every right to expose them. But that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. My parents hate me. They don't hate you. They're just struggling to process everything. Give them time. What if they never forgive me? Then they're choosing Natalie over you. And that says more about them than it does about you. I started crying. Really crying, for the first time since the wedding. I loved her, Jenna. She was my sister. My best friend. And she destroyed that. For a man. For my man. I know, honey. I know. And the worst part, I miss her. Even after everything, I miss my little sister. That's okay. You're allowed to miss her and still be angry at her. Both things can be true. 2 weeks after the wedding, I got an email from an unknown address. No subject line. Just a link to a YouTube video. I almost deleted it. But curiosity got the better of me. I clicked. It was Natalie. Sitting in what looked like a hotel room, makeup-free, hair in a messy bun. Hi, Alex. I know you probably don't want to hear from me. I don't blame you. But I need to say some things, and you don't have to listen, but I need to say them anyway. She took a shaky breath. You were right. About everything. I did steal Connor. I did sabotage your wedding. I did plan to take over your life. And I did it because I've always been jealous of you. Tears started streaming down her face. You're the smart one. The accomplished one. The one who has her life together. I've always been the screw-up baby sister who gets by on being cute and charming. And I hated it. I hated being in your shadow. When I met Connor, I saw how happy he made you. How in love you were. And I wanted that. Not just Connor specifically. I wanted what you had. The relationship, the stability, the future. I wanted to be you. So I convinced myself that Connor and I were meant to be. That you didn't appreciate him. That I could make him happier. But the truth is, I just wanted to win. I wanted to beat you at something. And I chose the cruelest way possible. She wiped her eyes. What you did at the wedding, it destroyed me. My life is over. Everyone knows what I did. I can't go home. I can't face anyone. I lost everything, Connor, my family, my friends, my job. Everything. But you know what? I deserved it. Every second of that humiliation I deserved. Because what I did to you was worse. I betrayed your trust, your love, your sisterhood. And I can never take that back. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't expect anything from you. I just wanted you to know that I'm sorry. Truly, deeply sorry. And that even though I destroyed it, I did love you. You were the best sister I could have asked for. And I ruined it. I'm leaving Charlotte. Starting over somewhere else. Maybe with a new name, a new life. I don't know yet. But I won't bother you anymore. You deserve peace. Goodbye, Alex. I hope someday you can be happy again. The video ended. I watched it 3 times. Then I cried for an hour. 3 weeks after the wedding, my mother called. Alex, we need to talk. In person. Mom, I don't think. Please. Your father and I need to see you. Just please. I met them at a coffee shop. Neutral ground. They both looked older. Tired. My dad's hair seemed grayer. My mom's eyes were red from crying. Hi, sweetheart, Mom said quietly. Hi. We sat in awkward silence. Finally, Dad spoke. We saw Natalie's video. The YouTube one? Yes. And we've been thinking a lot about everything that happened. And Mom reached across the table and took my hand. We're sorry. I wasn't expecting that. We've always known Natalie was our favorite, she continued, tears in her eyes. We didn't want to admit it, but we did. She was the baby, the easy one, the one who made us laugh. And we took you for granted. You were always so strong, Dad added. So capable. We thought you didn't need us as much as she did. But that was wrong. That was so wrong. When Natalie took Connor from you, we should have been furious. We should have stood by you immediately. Instead, we tried to keep the peace. We tried to find a way where everyone could be happy. And in doing that, we abandoned you when you needed us most. Mom was crying now. What Natalie did was unforgivable. And what we did, not supporting you, that was unforgivable too. We're so sorry, Alex. We're so sorry. I sat there, processing their words. Why now? I asked. Why are you apologizing now? Because we've had 3 weeks to think about what kind of parents we've been, Dad said. To really look at how we treated both of you. And we realized we failed you. We enabled Natalie to be selfish and manipulative because we always protected her from consequences. And we expected you to just handle everything because you always did. We want to make it right, Mom said. If you'll let us. What about Natalie? What about her? Are you going to forgive her? Mom sighed. Someday maybe. She's still our daughter. But Alex, she needs to face what she did. No more enabling, no more excuses. She destroyed your life for her own selfishness. That's not okay. And if I can't forgive her, then you don't have to, Dad said firmly. Your relationship with your sister is your choice. We're not going to pressure you to make peace with her. Not after what she did. I started crying. I miss having parents. We're right here, sweetheart. And we're not going anywhere. They both hugged me. And for the first time in a month, I felt like maybe things could heal. Not with Natalie. Maybe never with Natalie. But with my parents? Maybe. That night, I got a text from an unknown number. Hi, Alex. This is Connor. I know you blocked me, but I needed to tell you something. Natalie and I aren't together. After the wedding, after everything fell apart, I realized something. I never actually loved her. I was flattered by her attention, and I let that turn into something it shouldn't have been. But it was never love. The only woman I ever loved was you. And I destroyed that. I'm so sorry. I know you'll never forgive me, and I don't deserve forgiveness. But I wanted you to know that you deserved better. You deserved someone who would be faithful and loyal. I wasn't that person. I hope someday you find someone who is. I'm sorry. Connor. I stared at that text for a long time. Then I deleted it without responding. Because Connor was right. I did deserve better. And I was going to find it. 6 months after the wedding, I did something I'd been putting off. I quit my job. The marketing firm where I'd worked for 4 years had been understanding about the whole viral wedding video situation. But I couldn't shake the feeling that everyone was talking about me, pitying me, judging me. So I gave my 2 weeks' notice and started looking for something new. You could take a break, Jenna suggested over coffee. You've been through hell. Give yourself time to heal. I can't just sit around. I'll go crazy. Then travel. Get out of Charlotte. See the world. I thought about it. I had savings. I had time. And honestly, I needed to get away from the scene of the crime. Where would I even go? Anywhere. Europe? Asia? South America? Just somewhere that isn't here. 2 weeks later, I bought a one-way ticket to Barcelona. I spent 3 months in Spain. I didn't have a plan. I just wandered. Madrid, Seville, Granada. I took cooking classes, learned basic Spanish, ate tapas, and drank wine on rooftops at sunset. And slowly, I started to feel like myself again. Not the old Alex, the one who'd been planning a wedding and trusting the wrong people. A new Alex. Stronger. More careful. But also more free. In Barcelona, I met Elena, an artist who rented me a room in her apartment. You seem sad, she said one night over dinner. Like you're running from something. Is it that obvious? Only to someone who's done the same thing. She smiled. What happened? I told her everything. The whole story, from Connor's proposal to the wedding video. She listened without interrupting. When I finished, she poured us both more wine. What you did took courage. Some people would call it cruel. Some people are wrong. Your sister betrayed you in the worst way. You exposed the truth. That's not cruel. That's justice. I destroyed her life. No, mi amor. She destroyed her own life. You just made sure everyone knew about it. My family thinks I went too far. Do you think you went too far? I thought about it. Really thought about it. No. I think if I hadn't done it, she would have gotten away with everything. She would have married Connor, lived her perfect life, and I would have been the heartbroken sister everyone pitied. Exactly. You took your power back. Never apologize for that. Talking to Elena helped me see things differently. I'd spent 6 months feeling guilty for the wedding video. But Elena was right. I'd done what needed to be done. After Spain, I went to Italy. Then Greece. Then I kept going. 6 months of traveling turned into a year. I took photos, wrote in a journal, met people from all over the world. I learned that there was life beyond Charlotte, beyond my family drama, beyond Natalie and Connor. And somewhere along the way, I forgave myself. Not for the revenge, I didn't regret that. But for trusting Connor in the first place. For not seeing the signs. For letting Natalie get so close to him. I forgave myself for being human. 1 year and 2 months after the wedding, I came home to Charlotte. But I didn't come home alone. Are you sure about this? Asked the woman sitting next to me on the plane. Tall, dark hair, beautiful smile. Isabella. I'd met her in Rome 4 months earlier. I'm sure. My parents want to meet you. Fair warning, they're going to be weird at first. Because I'm a woman? Because you're not Connor. She squeezed my hand. I can handle weird. My parents had been shocked when I came out to them over video chat 3 months earlier. You're dating a woman? Yes, Mom. Her name is Isabella. She's from Argentina. She's a journalist. And I'm in love with her. Silence. Mom? Dad? Say something. We're just surprised, Dad finally said. You never mentioned being interested in women before. I didn't know I was. Not until I met Isabella. Turns out when you stop trying to fit into other people's expectations, you discover things about yourself. Are you happy? Mom asked. The happiest I've been in years. Then we're happy for you. They were trying. That's all I could ask for. When Isabella and I landed in Charlotte, my parents were waiting at the airport. Mom hugged me first. We've missed you so much. I've missed you too. Then she turned to Isabella. You must be Isabella. We've heard so much about you. All good things, I hope, Isabella said, shaking her hand. Mostly, Dad joked, and everyone laughed. We went to dinner. My parents asked Isabella about her work, her family, her life. She was charming and warm and exactly herself. At the end of the night, Mom pulled me aside. She's wonderful, Alex. I know. Are you really happy? I really am. For the first time since everything, I'm actually happy. Good. That's all we ever wanted for you. What about Natalie? Mom's expression clouded. We haven't heard from her in 8 months. She sent a Christmas card from somewhere in Colorado, but no return address. Do you miss her? Every day. But she needs to figure out her own life. We can't keep fixing things for her. Do you think she's okay? I don't know. I hope so. I hope so too. Despite everything, I didn't want Natalie to suffer forever. I just wanted her to understand what she'd done. 2 weeks after I got back, I ran into someone unexpected at the grocery store. Connor. He looked different. Thinner. Older. Tired. Alex, he said, startled. Hi. Hi. Awkward silence. How have you been? He asked. Good. Really good, actually. You? I'm managing. I moved to a different firm. Started over. That's good. I heard you were traveling. Europe? Yeah. Spain, Italy, Greece, a bunch of other places. That sounds amazing. More awkward silence. Alex, Connor, you don't have to say anything. It's okay. We're okay. Are we? I mean, we're not friends. We're never going to be friends. But I'm not angry anymore. I've moved on. With someone new? Yeah. Her name's Isabella. His eyebrows raised. Her? Yeah. Turns out I like women too. Who knew? I smiled. He smiled back, but it was sad. You seem happy. I am. Good. That's good. You deserve to be happy. Thanks. So do you, Connor. I hope you figure things out. Yeah. Me too. I walked away from him and didn't look back. And it felt good. Like closing a chapter. 3 months after coming home, I started a new job. Not in marketing, in event planning. Specifically, weddings. Are you serious? Jenna asked. After everything? I know it sounds crazy, but I've planned one wedding already. And okay, it turned into a disaster, but I was good at it. I loved doing it. Why let Natalie ruin that for me? You're braver than I am. No. I'm just done letting the past control my future. My first client was a lesbian couple getting married in October. Maya and Sophie. We love your story, Maya said at our first meeting. The way you took your power back. That was iconic. You saw the video? Everyone saw the video. It was amazing. Thanks. So let's talk about your wedding. What's your vision? We spent 2 hours discussing flowers, venues, colors, themes. And I loved every minute of it. This was what I was supposed to be doing. Not marketing some tech company's product. Creating beautiful moments for people in love. Over the next 6 months, I built a business. Alexandra Events. Small boutique, specializing in weddings for people who wanted something unique. Word spread. I got more clients. The business grew. Isabella supported me every step of the way. You're amazing, you know that? She said one night as we cooked dinner together in my apartment. I'm just doing what I love. No, you're doing what you love after everything tried to break you. That's different. That's strength. You make me stronger. She kissed me. We make each other stronger. I moved Isabella into my apartment officially in December. We got a dog, a golden retriever we named Luna. We hosted dinner parties for friends. We built a life. And it was good. Really, truly good. 1 year and 8 months after the wedding, I got a letter in the mail. Handwritten. Postmarked from Denver, Colorado. I recognized the handwriting immediately. Natalie. My hands shook as I opened it. Dear Alex, I don't know if you'll read this. I wouldn't blame you if you threw it away. But I needed to write it anyway. I've been in Colorado for over a year now. I changed my name. I'm Natalie Morgan now, not Natalie Collins. I'm a waitress at a diner. I live in a studio apartment. I don't have much, but I'm sober. I've been going to therapy 3 times a week. And I'm trying to become someone I can be proud of. I've been diagnosed with some things, narcissistic personality disorder, among others. That doesn't excuse what I did to you, but it helps explain it. I've spent my whole life thinking I was the center of the universe, that I deserved whatever I wanted. And I hurt everyone who loved me because of it. I'm working on it. Every single day, I'm working on becoming better. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect a relationship. I just wanted you to know that you were right. About everything. And that I'm sorry. I saw that you started an event planning business. I'm proud of you. You always were the strong one. I hope you're happy. I hope you found someone who treats you the way Connor should have. I hope you have the life you deserve. Maybe someday, if I do enough work on myself, I can be someone worthy of being your sister again. But I know that's years away, if ever. Take care of yourself, Alex. With love and regret, Natalie. I read that letter 5 times. Then I showed it to Isabella. What do you want to do? She asked. I don't know. Part of me wants to write back. Part of me never wants to hear from her again. Both reactions are valid. She's my sister. My baby sister. And I miss her. You're allowed to miss her and still not trust her. You're allowed to want her to get better without letting her back into your life. What would you do? Isabella thought about it. I'd write back. 1 letter. Nothing more until she's proven she's really changed. But I'd leave the door open. Just a crack. So I did. I wrote 1 letter. Short, simple. Natalie, I'm glad you're getting help. I'm glad you're working on yourself. That takes courage. I'm not ready to have you in my life again. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I don't hate you. And I hope you find peace. If you continue therapy, if you continue working on yourself, maybe someday we can talk. But that day isn't today. Be well. Alex. I sent it and tried not to think about it. Because I had my own life now. A life I'd built from the ashes of the worst betrayal I'd ever experienced. And I wasn't going to let Natalie, or anyone, take that away from me ever again. 2 years and 3 months after the wedding, Maya and Sophie got married. Their wedding was beautiful. Intimate, just 80 guests at a vineyard outside Charlotte. String lights, wildflowers, personal vows that made everyone cry. As I watched them say I do, I felt complete. Like I'd taken something that had been destroyed and made it beautiful again. You did an amazing job, Isabella whispered, squeezing my hand. Thank you. This is what I was meant to do. After the ceremony, Maya pulled me aside. Alex, this was perfect. Everything was exactly what we wanted. Thank you. It was my pleasure. Can I ask you something personal? Sure. Do you ever think about your own wedding? The one that didn't happen. I considered the question. Sometimes. But not with regret. That wedding would have been wrong. I would have married the wrong person for the wrong reasons. Do you think you'll get married again? To Isabella? I smiled. Maybe. When we're ready. But this time, it'll be on my terms. My choices. My wedding. I'd love to plan it for you. Return the favor. I might take you up on that. That night, Isabella and I lay in bed, Luna asleep at our feet. Maya asked if I'd marry you, I said. Isabella propped herself up on her elbow. And what did you say? I said maybe. When we're ready. Are we ready? I don't know. Are we? She smiled. I think we could be. But there's no rush. I'm not going anywhere. Neither am I. Good. She kissed me softly. Because I love you, Alex Collins. The strong, brave, complicated woman who turned her worst betrayal into her greatest strength. I love you too. 3 months later, I got another letter from Natalie. Dear Alex, it's been 6 months since I wrote. I didn't expect to hear back, so your letter meant everything. I'm still in therapy. Still sober. I got promoted at the diner. I'm a shift manager now. Small steps, but they matter. I wanted to tell you something. I'm dating someone. His name is Marcus. He's a high school teacher. Kind, patient, nothing like Connor. I told him everything about what I did to you. Everything. And instead of running, he helped me understand why I need to make amends. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm just telling you that I'm trying. Every day, I'm trying to be better than the person who hurt you. I hope your business is doing well. I hope you're happy. With love, Natalie. I showed Isabella the letter. She sounds like she's really changing, Isabella said. Yeah, maybe. You could call her. Just to talk. I'm not ready for that. Okay, then don't. But Alex, eventually you might want closure. Real closure. Not just letters back and forth. What would that even look like? I don't know. Meeting for coffee? Hearing her apology in person? Telling her how you really feel? You won't know until you try. I thought about that for weeks. For months later, I made a decision. I wrote to Natalie. I'm going to be in Denver for a conference in March. If you want to meet for coffee, I'm willing. Just coffee. Nothing more. Let me know. She wrote back immediately. Yes. Please. Just tell me when and where. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. Isabella came with me to Denver. The conference was real, a wedding industry event. But the real reason I went was to see Natalie. Do you want me to come with you? Isabella asked the morning of the meeting. No. This is something I need to do alone. Okay. But call me if you need me. I'll be right here. I met Natalie at a small coffee shop downtown. I got there early, ordered a latte, and waited. At exactly 2 p.m., she walked in. I barely recognized her. She was thinner, her hair darker, no makeup. She looked ordinary. Not the golden child. Not the princess. Just a normal woman in jeans and a sweater. She saw me and froze. Then she walked over slowly. Hi, Alex. Hi, Nat. She sat down. We stared at each other. You look good, she said finally. Healthy. Happy. I am. You look different. Yeah. I'm not that person anymore. The one who, she stopped, eyes filling with tears. I'm not her anymore. Who are you now? I don't know yet. I'm figuring it out. But I know who I don't want to be. We sat in silence for a moment. I'm sorry, Natalie whispered. I know I've said it before, but I need to say it to your face. I'm so sorry for what I did to you. You were the best sister, the best friend, and I destroyed that because I was selfish and jealous and cruel. Why? I asked. Why did you do it? Because I've spent my whole life competing with you. You were smarter, more successful, more together. And I was just the pretty one. The fun one. The one people loved but didn't respect. So you stole my fiancé to prove you could? Yes. And because part of me thought if I could be you, I'd finally be good enough. But all I did was prove I'm exactly what I always feared, worthless without you. I took a sip of my coffee, processing her words. What happened with Connor? I asked. After the wedding, after everything fell apart, we tried to make it work. For about 3 days. Then we both realized we didn't actually love each other. We just loved the fantasy. The forbidden nature of it. When it wasn't a secret anymore, there was nothing there. Where is he now? I don't know. We haven't spoken in over a year. Last I heard, he moved to Atlanta. Good. He deserves to start over somewhere new. Do you hate him? No. Not anymore. I'm angry at what he did, but I don't hate him. He was weak, and you took advantage of that. You both made terrible choices. Do you hate me? I thought about it. Really thought about it. No, I don't hate you. But I don't trust you either. And I don't know if I ever will. That's fair. More than fair. Tell me about Marcus. Your boyfriend. Her face softened. He's wonderful. Patient, kind, understanding. He knows everything I did, and he still loves me. He says people deserve second chances if they're willing to do the work. Are you? Willing to do the work? Every single day. Therapy, sobriety meetings, journaling, meditation. I'm trying to fix what's broken inside me. Good. That's good, Nat. We talked for 2 hours. About her therapy, her new life, her job. About my business, Isabella Luna. We didn't talk about the wedding or Connor or the video. We talked about the present and the future. When it was time to go, Natalie stood up. Thank you for meeting me. I know you didn't have to. No, I didn't. Will I see you again? Maybe. I don't know. I need time to process this. Of course. Take all the time you need. I'm just grateful you gave me this. She hugged me. I stiffened at first, then slowly hugged her back. Be well, Natalie. You too, Alex. And Alex, I really am proud of you. For surviving what I did. For building something beautiful from it. You're stronger than I ever was. I watched her walk away, and I felt lighter. Not forgiven, not healed, but lighter. Back at the hotel, Isabella was waiting. How did it go? Better than I expected. She's really changed. Or at least, she's really trying. How do you feel? Confused. Relieved. Sad. A little hopeful. All of it. Do you think you'll have a relationship with her again? I don't know. Maybe someday. But not today. Today, I just need to let it be what it is. 2 sisters who love each other, but hurt each other too much to go back to what we were. That's okay. You don't have to forgive her to move forward. I know. And I'm okay with that. 6 months later, Isabella proposed. We were on a beach in Mexico, watching the sunset. She got down on one knee with a simple gold band. Alex Collins, you are the strongest, bravest, most amazing woman I've ever met. You turned your pain into power. You built a life from ashes. And I want to spend the rest of my life watching you be extraordinary. Will you marry me? I said yes. We got married 6 months later. Small ceremony, just 40 people. My parents walked me down the aisle. Jenna was my maid of honor. Maya and Sophie helped me plan it. It was perfect. Not the fairy tale I'd imagined with Connor. Something better. Something real. During the reception, I looked around at all the people I loved. My parents, my friends, my wife. This was my family now. This was my life. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Congratulations, Alex. I saw the photos online. You look beautiful. I'm so happy for you. Natalie. I stared at that text for a long moment. Then I wrote back, thank you. I hope you find this kind of happiness too. And I meant it. 3 years after the worst day of my life, I was having the best day of my life. And it wouldn't have been possible without the betrayal, the pain, the revenge. All of it led me here. To Isabella. To my business. To myself. 5 years after the wedding video went viral, I was featured in a major bridal magazine. Alexandra Events. The woman who turned betrayal into $1 billion business. Okay, it wasn't actually $1 billion. But my business was thriving. I had 3 associates working for me. We planned 50 weddings a year. We had a waiting list. The article talked about the infamous wedding video, but focused more on what I'd built afterward. My resilience. My creativity. My ability to turn trauma into triumph. They interviewed some of my clients. Alex understands what it means to protect your wedding day, said one bride. She makes sure everything is perfect because she knows how precious these moments are. The reporter asked me the question everyone always asked. Do you regret the video? No. I regret trusting the wrong people. But I don't regret exposing the truth. That video was my power. My choice. My moment. And it led me to this life, which I love. What about your sister? Have you reconciled? We're in contact. We email a few times a year. We're not close like we used to be, and maybe we never will be. But I don't hate her. I hope she's happy. And your ex-fiancé? I hope he learned something about loyalty. Beyond that, I don't think about him. The article ended with a photo of Isabella and me at one of our clients' weddings. We were smiling, holding hands, clearly in love. The caption, Alexandra Collins Moreno, she took Isabella's last name, with her wife Isabella at a recent event. Proof that sometimes the best revenge is living well. That night, Isabella and I read the article together in bed. Living well is the best revenge, she read aloud. Do you believe that? Yes and no. The revenge video was necessary. It exposed the truth and gave me closure. But living well afterward? That's what actually healed me. So maybe both are necessary. You're very wise. I'm just someone who learned the hard way. What would you tell someone going through what you went through? I thought about it. I'd tell them that betrayal breaks you. It shatters you. But you get to decide what you build from those pieces. You can build a monument to your pain, or you can build a new life. I chose the new life. And the revenge? The revenge was cathartic. But it wasn't enough on its own. Real healing came from forgiving myself, building something new, and learning to trust again. The revenge was just the first step. Isabella kissed me. I'm glad you took all those steps. Because they led you to me. Best decision I ever made. 7 years after the wedding, I got an invitation in the mail. Natalie was getting married. To Marcus, her teacher boyfriend. The invitation was simple. Natalie Morgan and Marcus Chin request the honor of your presence. There was a handwritten note. I understand if you don't want to come. But I'm inviting you anyway because you're my sister and I love you. No pressure. Just love. Nat. I showed Isabella. Are you going to go? I don't know. What do you think? I think you should do whatever feels right. If you want closure, go. If you've already moved on, don't. There's no wrong answer. I thought about it for weeks. Finally, I RSVP'd yes. But I didn't go alone. I brought Isabella. The wedding was small, in Colorado, at a mountain lodge. Maybe 30 people. When I walked in, Natalie saw me and her eyes filled with tears. She walked over slowly. You came. I came. Thank you. That means everything. Congratulations, Nat. I hope you're happy. I am. Marcus is wonderful. And I'm finally someone I can be proud of. I'm glad. Will you meet him? Marcus. Sure. Marcus was exactly as she'd described. Kind eyes, warm smile, teacher energy. Alex, it's so nice to finally meet you. Nat talks about you all the time. Nice to meet you too. I want you to know, he said quietly. I know what happened. Everything. And I've seen how hard Natalie's worked to become better. She's not that person anymore. I believe you. But I also want to say, what she did to you was unforgivable. And if you never forgive her, I'd understand. You don't owe her anything. I appreciated his honesty. Thank you for saying that. The wedding was beautiful. Simple, heartfelt, real. When Natalie and Marcus said their vows, I felt happy for her. Genuinely happy. During the reception, Natalie came to our table. Can we talk? Just for a minute. Sure. We walked outside, onto the lodge's deck overlooking the mountains. I know we're not going to be close again, Natalie said. I know I destroyed that. But Alex, I need you to know, you saved my life. What? That video. That public humiliation. It destroyed me. But it also woke me up. It forced me to look at who I'd become. And I didn't like what I saw. If you hadn't done that, I would have continued being a narcissistic, manipulative person who destroyed everyone around her. So thank you. I didn't do it to save you, Nat. I did it to hurt you. I know. And I deserved it. But regardless of your intention, it changed me. So thank you. We stood there in silence, looking at the mountains. I don't forgive you, I said finally. Not completely. But I don't hate you either. And I'm genuinely happy you found someone good. That's more than I deserve. Thank you, Alex. For coming. For giving me this. You're welcome. Be good to Marcus. He seems like a good guy. I will. I promise. We hugged briefly, and I went back inside. Isabella was waiting. You okay? Yeah. I'm okay. I think I'm finally done. The anger, the hurt, all of it. I'm done. Good. You deserve peace. So do you. Let's go home. We left the wedding early, drove to the airport, and flew back to Charlotte. To our home. Our dog. Our life. And I realized something. The best revenge really was living well. But sometimes, to get to the living well part, you had to burn everything down first. I'd burned it down. I'd exposed the lies. I'd destroyed the people who betrayed me. And then I'd built something beautiful from the ashes. That's my story. The story of how my sister stole my life, and how I took it back. Was I too harsh? Maybe. Could I have handled it differently? Probably. Do I regret it? Not even a little bit. Because that video, that moment of revenge, gave me my power back. It showed me that I didn't have to be a victim, that I could fight back. And everything good in my life now, my business, my wife, my peace, came from that moment of deciding I deserved better. If you're going through something similar, if someone has betrayed you and you're wondering whether to expose them or stay silent, I can't tell you what to do. Everyone's situation is different. But I can tell you this, you deserve to be seen. Your pain deserves to be acknowledged. And the people who hurt you deserve to face consequences. Whether you choose revenge or grace, just make sure you choose yourself first. Thank you for listening to my story. If it resonated with you, leave a comment below. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted? How did you handle it? I'd love to hear your stories. And if you're new to Story Matrix Hub, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because every story here is about real people making impossible choices, about betrayal and revenge and redemption. The next story drops in 3 days. Until then, remember, the best revenge is living well. But sometimes you have to get the revenge first. I'm Story Matrix Hub. Thanks for being here.